Well, if you are like the average American, you likely eat twice as much sodium than you need or should every day.
Well, luckily for you, our registered dietitian, Lisa Gretzalanek, with Your Tasty Life is here today to show you some simple swaps.
That's
that will
right.
help cut your salt consumption.
Yeah.
So what don't we get to eat today?
I know, right? Because that's what it always boils down to. But what
Actually, the good news is there's going to be one thing that we're going to kind of highlight as a lower sodium option from something that's typically high sodium.
Okay.
So the point here is most Americans don't realize that 75% of the sodium they're consuming is already in the food when you purchase it. It's not about the food really, or not about the salt you're adding at the table or cooking.
Okay.
Most products are coming laced with sodium from the grocery stores who kind of want to know what we're looking for and we're shopping.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because you say laced with sodium as a preservative in many cases, right?
Or just for flavoring enhancement.
But things
Pump up
don't
the flavor.
taste salty, though.
Yeah,
So-
well, I think we have a high salt acuity as a whole. We're used to that salty flavor.
Especially kids these days who've grown up eating chicken nuggets and French
Right,
fries.
right. And so just to be clear, if you have hypertension, you have high blood pressure, the recommendation is to consume no more than 1,500 milligrams per day. If you're a healthy American, 2,300 milligrams. So somewhere between 1,500 and 23, many of these foods can blow that out of the water with one serving.
I was going to say by
So-
breakfast.
Well,
a lot of
let's
folks
get
say
So let's
that.
start with chicken. So many people don't realize there is a small amount of naturally occurring sodium in foods like fresh meats. Now that doesn't make this bad by any sense. There's only 45 milligrams in a serving of this fresh chicken product, right?
Okay, right.
Compared to a prepared chicken product has 470 milligrams per serving.
Oh, no.
So fresh versus prepared, you're going to see a huge difference.
Wow.
They've just pumped it full of sodium to
The breading, the
make it
seasoning,
taste
it all
better.
adds in there. So it's naturally very low, but if you process it, it's going to be higher.
Okay.
Bread is another thing, right? So that often gets missed that it has sodium. So
Right.
for example, there are breads out there that add very little salt to it, if any. This particular bread adds no salt. There's 0 sodium in this bread.
Okay.
This bread has 250 milligrams per slice. So if you have a sandwich, that's 500 milligrams. You have a third of your day if you're someone living with hypertension or high blood pressure.
Exactly.
Adds up.
All right.
Just with 2 slices.
The processed rice packages, I would say, or those pre-prepared quick rice packages, those are
So like the
notorious.
Rice-A-Roni
Yeah, all those little
minute
baby
rice.
things you see
Right,
in the
right.
aisles,
Yeah.
right? Those can have a lot because of the seasoning mixes they're using. This one uses chicken broth in it, so that all adds.
Those are the ones that aren't just straight rice. They've got something
Yeah,
in
they
them.
got something else in there.
Okay.
So again, the key is look at the labels and compare. So if I were to pick up this label, I would know, okay, I'm looking right here on sodium on the package, and I see that a cup of it has a whopping 870 milligrams. 870.
And you said what, 1,500 if you have high blood
Right.
pressure? So yeah, you're over
one
halfway
cup you're
there
at
almost.
that versus a product that's just the rice. This one only has, 15 milligrams.
Oh,
so
wow.
much, much less.
Huge difference.
So rice inherently
That's
low
massive.
sodium. Now, real quick, what is considered low sodium? If it has 140 milligrams or less per serving.
Okay.
So this would meet the low sodium.
But then you got to watch
Not.
the serving because they might sometimes give you a ridiculous serving size.
Right.
Soup is another one notoriously high in sodium, and what I want to point out here is there's reduced sodium versions available. So the reduced sodium, by definition, means it has at least 25% less sodium.
Right.
This one has a significantly less amount, but it doesn't mean it's low salt. This one still
bad is
packs nearly 500 milligrams per
Oh,
cup.
is it still that bad?
So look at the label and compare. Is it better reduced sodium? Sure, but it doesn't mean it's low salt compared to how it's going to fit in your diet.
Okay.
Pasta sauces are one where they can sneak in the salt there too. There's a lot of great brands that don't have. DeSalvo's here, it's a local Wisconsin product. They do a really nice job. They have in here 160 milligrams, a Prego type sauce here, and I'm not picking on them, but look at the labels. They can have upwards near 400 milligrams in a half a cup.
Wow.
Who has half a cup?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I know, right?
Go for
That's
at least a
just
cup.
enough to make you
Yeah,
mad,
so just
right.
look at the labels, and then lastly, deli meat gets often kind of ridiculed for having more sodium, and
Right.
there are brands out there that have low sodium options. So one brand is called Boar's Head. You'll see it in some of the local
yeah, I've
delis.
seen those, yeah.
They have an all-natural brand that's lower in sodium. They have a no salt added brand, and they taste great. So if
Which
you
one's
haven't
which here?
This one is a no salt added.
Okay.
And this is their all-natural one that has
Oh, these are both
250
Boar's Head.
milligrams.
Oh, that's not
So
bad.
they can be included as part of your healthy diet.
Okay.
And then last but not least,
Oh, not my
cheese.
cheese slices.
Cheese has a lot of
Cheese
sodium.
is
doesn't
often, like on the hook too for the sodium,
Yeah.
but it
Right.
actually can be included, in my opinion, in a low sodium program. You just have to know what you're looking for. So a piece of cheddar cheese here can have a mere 130 milligrams, whereas one slice of a processed cheese
no.
product has 250 milligrams. So if you're someone living on a low sodium food plan, you're watching it, you can include some cheese, but you gotta know what you're looking for. Read those labels, and it can work in.
It really sounds like just another push for eating real food.
Yes.
Preparing your own food at home as often
As
as you
much
can.
as
And if you
possible.
notice the
And
things
reading
that are
the
like the clean
labels.
ingredients, you know,
Yeah.
they're not
Right.
adding a lot of those
Yeah.
seasonings, and
Right.
I shouldn't say the seasonings, but the salty, you know,
Right.
addition.
Right.
You can use as much herbs and spices as you want. Those are naturally, you know, free of sodium. So you can have a lot of flavor in your food. It's just not relying on salt to be the main thing for the
All
flavor.
right, your tasty
Things
life.
like garlic salt don't count as herbs and spices. That's not.
Good point,
That's
Rob. Good
different.
point.
Now, what happens if you take some cheese and then you grab a chunk of the meat and then you eat that together? Is that going to make it worse or better?
Still pretty reasonable considering the higher levels of some of the products out there. It's a good snack, is it
All
not,
right.
Rob?
Or is it tasty?
Yeah.
There you have it. All right, we're going to let him enjoy that. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.